Ladies and gentlemen, we have found something more popular than Stanley Cups, and that is Palworld Pokemon drama. So I made a video about this a couple days ago, and there is something new, not really new, but there's an opinion that came out recently by a popular streamer, and people are very upset about this opinion. Even though this opinion is basically the same thing I said in the last video, where the only opinion that matters to a corporation is the consumer. And this opinion is shown through every facet of life. You know, like, people can be upset at stuff, but if a company is not seeing like sales go down or any negative impact that hurts their game, a company is not really going to care about the people's opinions. They're only going to care about the consumer's opinions and if that's hurting their pockets. So the big drama about Palworld is that some of the pals in Palworld are very similar to a lot of Pokemon models. They look very similar. You know, the coloring is a little different. There's little tiny things that are different, but a lot of the characters look very similar to Pokemon characters. And artists are very upset about this because the argument made by the artists is that it's immoral for a studio, a dev team, another artist to basically steal art from, you know, another person. Clearly, which isn't wrong. I mean, that's totally right. Yeah, it is immoral to do that. But sentiment that I'm about to show you, and the sentiment that I believe, is that to companies, an artist's opinion does not matter. The only opinion that matters to these companies is the opinion of the consumer. And like I said, this is shown through every facet of life, man. It was shown through Only Up, and nobody cared when they found out Only Up, the big game with the parkour. Nobody cared when Only Up was heavily promoting NFTs in their game. People still played it. People still watched streams of people playing it, watched videos of people playing it. Nobody cared when Only Up was stealing assets from people to put in their game that they made money off of. Nobody cares. I mean, people do care about this, but at the end of the day, people just want something fun. You know, people get off a long day of work and they're like, fuck, man, I just want to have fun. And they don't really give a fuck about all the little tiny intricacies. And most people, honestly, probably don't even know about all the tiny intricacies, because who has the time to know all this stuff, right? Like Amazon too, like everybody knows about, or they've heard about, you know, workers pissing in bottles, like doing the delivery drives and stuff, right? Because it's such a demanding job. But people still order from Amazon because it's so convenient. And this facet of this facet of life, where the consumer cares about certain things and nothing will change about the internal workings of a company unless, you know, something changes with how their consumer views something, it's just true. So I'm going to show you this clip from Asmongold, which is a very popular streamer, and his opinion on this, which is blown up on Twitter. Somebody posted this clip on Twitter and they put a text over it and they said, oh, this guy is actually brain dead. And this clip has 41 million views, and the general sentiment on Twitter is that Asmongold is wrong and he's a bad person.
To expect me to draw a moral line, I have to perceive a difference that I consider substantial. And I do not consider the difference substantial. Do you guys? No. Right. No. And that's really what matters. If it was made with AI, I'm completely okay with that because it was fun.
The evidence is that
it doesn't matter. Nobody really cares about this.
The lead developer has been very positive about AI in the past and made an AI game.
We're gonna play
called
this, by the way.
AI Art Imposter that lets an AI artist draw a picture. And so that was like one of the games.
We're going to be playing this week.
Yes, just generally has been much more positive about some of the benefits of AI rather than what is the normal sentiment amongst artists and I guess general Twitter population, which is that AI is bad and it takes jobs from people.
Well, AI and the sentiment from artists opinions don't matter. It just doesn't matter, because what matters is the opinion of the people that are buying the product. Like, it doesn't, like, your opinion on it, like, just because you do it doesn't, like, nobody cares. Like, it's not relevant. It's like whenever one of these, like, really well-respected and really respectable directors talks about how bad Marvel is. Shut up, old man. Shut up. I like watching the Thor movie. It was cool.
So I probably think Asmongold could have said this a lot better, but at the same time, I feel like if you have no understanding of anything and you take everything at like face value, you're pretty dumb, right? So when he says artists' opinions doesn't matter, I feel like anyone with a functioning brain understands that, yes, artists' opinions do matter. He's talking about a corporation, right? To a corporation, a bunch of fucking random artists' opinions don't matter. Right? They're not going to be upset if some random fucker who draws hentai for a living is like, oh my god, guys, Palworld is such a horrible company for making, you know, characters that resemble Pokemon. This is horrible. And my sentiment also to Palworld and Pokemon characters being similar is I do not care at all. And the reason I do not care is because Palworld is such a tiny company in comparison to Nintendo. Nintendo's worth $63 billion. Like, I don't care if a company punches up and steals some shit, and hey, hopefully they did very well legally to where the Nintendo legal team can't go after them. We're gonna see. I'm sure the Nintendo legal team is already trying to get something done regarding that, but I think it's cool. I think it's actually pretty fucking based to steal from Nintendo and make a way better game than they could have ever made. So, and overall, the game is fun. That's all I really care about. Guys, I'm the consumer. It's just not a big deal to me. I don't care in the slightest. But yeah, what Asmongold is saying here is that the only opinion that matters to a company, to an opinion that matters to anybody selling anything actually, is the opinion of the consumer. That's why I also believe that Pokimane, when she sold her cookies, I'm sure most of you know about that drama, Pokimane didn't give a fuck about people crying and complaining that her cookies were a high price, because 99% of the people complaining that her cookies were a high price and were expensive and were dog shit, they're not her consumer. They're not her base of people that are going to buy her cookies anyway. So why the fuck would she care about their opinion, right? So I don't know if she changed her cookie price at all. I don't believe she did. It wouldn't make any sense if she did, unless her consumer base didn't like the price. And people on Twitter are very upset about this, which isn't surprising because people on Twitter are pretty stupid overall. People on Twitter seem to take everything at face value. Like when Asmongold said artists' opinions don't matter, they're like, oh my god, what the fuck are you talking about? Artists' opinions don't matter. My opinion does matter. It's like, yeah, I'm sure even Asmongold himself would agree that everybody's opinion matters. Right, well, for the most part. There's some people that are so far gone that their opinion doesn't matter, but for the most part, everyone's opinion matters, right? But to a company who's selling a product, the only opinion that matters is people that are going to buy the product. That's why, they increase a price based on something like Netflix with their subscription. That's why a company decreases the price based on something. It's always based on the consumer. That's the whole point of what he's trying to say. And I saw this other opinion from this other pretty big streamer and YouTuber that I think is really dumb. Honestly, I think a lot of these guys, what they say isn't crazy, but their communication is pretty bad. Because you have to understand, when you type anything on Twitter, you have to be very precise with what you're saying, or else, people are just going to twist it in ways that you don't even mean yourself. So basically what Tecton said here is he said, regarding Asmongold's take on this, he said, people who disagree are over-emotional, which I also agree with, by the way. I do agree with his opinion, who people who disagree are over-emotional. He says, history has seen major pushback in every technological leap, even though it benefited humankind as a whole. I'll be real, if I can get a burger for $12 or a near similar made by $4 by a robot, I'm going to get whichever one's cheaper. I know the money could go towards someone else's family and help them out, but I'll be real, I got enough issues myself to worry about. I believe AI will be very useful in the future and can help a lot of people. There will be downsides currently, but long-term humanity will benefit massively. I think this take is dog shit. I'm not going to lie. I think this is, what the fuck is bro yapping about? Like, this has nothing to do with anything. I mean, I guess it does, because we're talking about AI art, right? But Tecton, when I saw this, I thought this was so laughable. I think if he said for the average American or for the average person, if they can get a burger made by $4 by a robot, they would get it. Tecton is a guy that makes probably $20, if not more, $1,000 a month, right? I think, even my situation, I don't make a shit ton of money, but, $12 to me isn't that much money. If I could give somebody $12, for doing their job, I would 100% do that, and I don't know why Tecton wouldn't do that either. And when he says, I know the money could go towards someone else's family and help them out, but I'll be real, I got enough issues to myself to worry about. Tecton, man, You fucking sit home and like stream on Twitch and make YouTube videos. I don't even think he makes YouTube videos. He just streams on Twitch and the clips from Twitch get uploaded to YouTube. Like, bro, what issues do you worry about? And you make 20 grand a month doing that. At least. It's probably more than that. I'm just being very low here. Like, I think it's such a dumb take. If he reworded this and he was like, I'll be real. I think if most Americans could get a burger for 12, like that's a take that I actually agree with, because you know, unfortunately, we live in a horrible fucking economy, and people have, you know, barely any money nowadays. So I do think most people, if they could get a burger for $4 made by a robot, they would do it rather than paying, you know, 3 times that for a human to make it, right, for the exact same thing. So I thought this take was like so unbelievably stupid, and AI may be cool down the line, but yeah, I mean, AI overtaking every facet of life, and this like kind of corporate dick sucking he's doing too, because I don't know if AI will help Tecton at all. I don't know if AI will help any streamer at all. It certainly won't hurt a streamer, right? Because I don't think an AI can be as entertaining as like an actual person can. But AI is going to take over so many people's jobs, and people are going to lose so many jobs from AI that I just think it's so stupid and makes no sense why he would say this as somebody making as much money with as little work as he does. But like I said earlier, with this whole Palworld Pokemon situation, I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, Palworld is stealing from a $63 billion company. Who the fuck cares? Like, it's so crazy to me, from Twitter. Like, Twitter is a place where they're always talking about like income inequality and shit like that. So I would think that Twitter would be like, wow, Palworld is stealing from Nintendo. Based. That's how I feel. Based. But no, they're like, what the fuck? They're stealing from Nintendo. This is fucking horrible. They're going to go into the Nintendo office and suck off the CEO until he comes in their face. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this real quick. I don't disagree with Asmongold's take at all. I do disagree with Tecton's take because this is crazy. But yeah, what Asmongold said is 100% true. The only opinion that matters in the eyes of a seller is the consumer. Yeah, that's the way it is, guys. But yeah, all right. Thanks for watching.